Hi there. Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast with me, Russell Davis. This week we're diving into the archive, this time from July 2023. And we're diving into a strategy to help you in a situation where you feel stuck, where you can't see a way forward, or it just seems too insurmountable to achieve what you want to achieve. We're going to unpack a simple strategy to help you take the steps you need to get unstuck. When I was in my 30s, I felt more stuck in life than I really acknowledged. I was from the outside, a very lovely position in life. Health, well-being, a very good job, good career, lovely wife, great friends. You could argue that everything you probably want at that kind of age. But I wasn't content. I felt stuck. I felt I was in a career that wasn't really me. I had no idea how to find what I really wanted to do. I felt I was almost not going through the motions of life, because I was really working hard to create a life that really inspired me. But I felt quite stuck, and we're going through infertility. And that really meant life feels stuck, because years are ticking past, friends and family having children, and we weren't. So life can often feel stuck. The amount of effort we put into it, it still feels like we're kind of stuck and not creating the life we expect or really want. I've had clients on this fertility journey that one really wanted to start a baby photography business, but she felt she couldn't be surrounded by babies. One really wanted to renovate their house. They bought a house it was to do up, and cooking was her passion, her real passion. But she felt she didn't have the kitchen where she could enjoy cooking and inviting guests around and entertaining. But the development or the kind of rebuilding of the house was on hold in case I had IVF. So again, there's a feeling of stuckness. Project Baby had taken over life. Look back at my own journey. I left the corporate career without any idea what I was going to do next. Didn't plan to leave without knowing what to do next. But suddenly had an idea. I couldn't bear the thought of being in the same situation in 6 months' time and still not knowing what I really wanted to do. So I resigned, and given 6 months' notice, I thought I needed to go on that journey, have that time to find out what to do next. It felt terrifying, but what drove me was the idea of regret. The idea of being on my deathbed and regretting what could have been if I'd really followed my heart and my soul. Knowing deep down, worse push comes to shove, if I had to do it, I could probably get a similar job elsewhere back in corporate. So I just took the leap. It was the regret that drove me to take the first step. And it didn't pan out as I expected. I did not expect to walk out from that job with no idea what to do next and nothing lined up and a baby on the way. Do I regret it? No. I once saw this video on YouTube of a domino run where they placed these dominoes, and the first domino they placed was so small they had to use tweezers to put it into place. And each subsequent domino was 1.5 times bigger than the previous one. So the size went up exponentially. There were 9 or 10 in this domino run, and the last one was like this 6-7 foot kind of block. And they said if they carried on in the same vein, the 20th one would be like the size of the Empire State Building. And they knocked the first one down. And it's fascinating to watch this domino run fall. And I think it's a metaphor for life in so many ways. Often we look too far down the line. It's too insurmountable. Couldn't possibly do that. I can't deal with that. And we don't start. But the next step is always possible. And nothing can predict the future. No one knows how life's going to plan out. And following your heart and your soul is like driving in a really thick fog. You can drive hundreds of miles away, but you can only see a few feet in front of you. One breadcrumb at a time. It's the next step and the next step. It's our future thinking, often contaminated by fear, that creates a projection of the future. And we look too far into the future and think, I couldn't possibly do that. We're not there yet. Our resource is sharp in a moment when we need it, where it's clarity, perspective, wisdom. And the next step is always possible. It's about just starting. Just start. When I do my interval training, my running, I'm running up hills. I may have to do 6 or 8 hill sprints for 90 seconds or whatever, with a breather in between, and you do it again. I just clearly remember once I programmed my watch. It tells me what I need to do. And I programmed the night before. I came out in the morning, I was doing this. They say about 8 hill sprints. I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure it's going to be kind of 4, 5 or 6. I'm sure I must have programmed it wrong. There's no way I can do 8. No way I can do 8. And I just started and I thought, okay, if I do 4 or 5, I'll be happy with that. But something in my head said, no, start all 8. Start all 8. If you just do a few seconds after the last one, start them. Start all 8. And what's interesting, the last few were the best. They were the best. And when I run, and sometimes I stop, I run out of puff up a hill towards the end of a long run, and my brain says, I'm exhausted, I can't go any further. I realise it's not the case at all. Most of the times, my head's gone into overwhelm, thinking about something different. And my body's just kind of gone into overwhelm. It's just start. Just start. There's a wonderful quote on commitment. The thing about commitment is we often feel we don't feel like being committed. Don't feel ready to commit. Commitment's not a feeling. Feelings come and go. Feelings like our weather system have no control over feelings. We don't know feelings to be a guidance mechanism to life. It's not about feeling ready to commit. Commitment's a choice. Commitment's a choice. And there's a wonderful quote on commitment from W.H. Murray, who was a Scottish mountaineer and adventurer. He said, "But when I said that nothing had been done, I erred in one important matter. We had definitely committed ourselves, and we were halfway out of our ruts. We had put down our passage money, booked a sailing to Bombay. This may sound too simple, but it's a great inconsequence. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless of ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favour all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would ever come his way. I learned a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream, you can. Begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So it's just start. Just start. The client that never thought she could do a baby business, I got to a stage where she was okay being around babies, even though she hadn't had her baby yet. And she started it. And this flow, this energy came back to life. The client that wanted to renovate her house didn't think she could in case she had IVF, saying just start, just get an architect round, make some plans, dream your dreams out, the kitchen you want, the house you want. And if you start and you get pregnant, you'll deal with it. You'll deal with it. Flow came back into her life. I had a client that was a producer, director of TV commercials, and she loved telling stories, and she told stories through these commercials, but her heart was in creating documentaries. She had some stories she wanted to share from these different peoples around the world and different stories that these cultures had. So I got her to send an email to a producer she knew. And that email started a chain of events, which meant she started making documentaries, and one of them from that producer, from that email, was award-winning. Just start. It's about having an aspiration and just starting towards it. Don't overthink it. It's not dying to the goal. Commitment to a goal is not dying to the goal. It's about having in one hand knowing you're okay in this moment. Whatever happens, you'll be okay. There's nothing you need to be happy in this moment. Happiness comes from being present. Happiness comes from being present to a moment. a quiet mind, being connected to a moment, being connected to someone fully in that moment. That's where connection and happiness and flow come from. Yeah, but we're human beings. We have ideas, creativity, inspiration. We don't sit around and do nothing all day. We're designed to create things, to do things, achieve things. Without holding those things lightly, holding those goals lightly, knowing on one hand we're okay, on the other hand we have the aspiration, and just taking steps towards it, knowing we're okay whatever happens. We're okay whatever happens. What are you not starting? What are you not starting because you're too scared of failing? What are you not starting because a project baby is taking over your life? What are you not starting because you don't think you can do it? You haven't got the belief or the confidence to do it. Just start. What's the next step? What's the tiniest step you can do to move towards that? What's the equivalent of sending that email that client did? What's the tiniest step to making those things become more of a reality in life? And who knows what happens down the line? You can't predict it. Just explore what's the next step. The next step is always possible. Forget about the future. The future will take care of itself. What's the next step? And if you were to start, what would that be? Loving you.